Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel. I'm Miley, and today's pick and image reading will be on your month of December predictions. So, what does the month of December 2024 have in store for you is what we will be getting into in this video. Before we get into your readings, I would like for you to know that you are free to listen to the messages that I channeled today through the cards, and I hope that regardless of what you choose to do, you will make your decision based on your own inner guidance. On the screen, you do have the opportunity here to select which of the three piles with the December calendar calls to you the most, and you may select one or more piles if you choose to do so. Because this is a general reading, parts of the channeled messages may or may not resonate, so if it does not resonate, release and do not force it to resonate for whatever your life situation may be at the time you are seeing this video. Now that I've gotten that all out of the way, if you need more time to determine which pile is meant for you, I will give you more time to meditate on that. If you don't need any more time selecting a pile that has your name and your energy written all over it, then your timestamp for your reading can be found in the description box below. And I'll see you at your selected pile. I hope you enjoy your reading. Hello, my pile number ones, and welcome to your month of December prediction reading. For your tarot cards, you have the Two of Wands reversed, the Nine of Swords, and the Death card both upright. The first thing that I heard was things aren't what they seem, and that was specifically coming from the Two of Wands reversed. And from the Nine of Swords card, I'm also getting the sense that whatever this thing that wasn't what it was chalked up to be turned out to be a disappointment for you. I'm almost picking up on the energy of the Three of Swords card upright, where this reveal could be heartbreaking or upsetting for you. But in the Death card upright, the person on the card that's coming in and riding on the horse has to deliver the news that the king on the ground is dead, and the people on the card seem upset about the news and are pleading with the person on the horse to say it isn't so, but the person on the horse does not lie. Their purpose is to speak the truth, whether the truth hurts you or not. At least this is the energy that I am picking up on from the Death card. However, I'm getting that the person on the horse isn't here to deliver bad news, but instead good news. It's like the person on the horse has bad timing and can't read the room that everyone is sad in the moment, but in actuality, the person on the horse has great timing. They delivered the news when the time was right. Yes, there is an ending to something that could be a reference to the king in the card dying, but I'm getting that the energy this king was carrying was very powerful and controlling, or whatever the king is supposed to represent in your life, that is ending, had a lot of power and a lot of control over you. And now that this thing is gone in your life, you can actually look to have better days now. It's like when you've been in darkness for a long time and now the sun is finally rising. And it's interesting that I say that because in the death card, the sun is actually rising in the background. At least to me, that's what it looks like. The best way that I can really describe the energy that the person on the horse in the death card is bringing in is like when in the Wizard of Oz, the house falls on the Wicked Witch of the East, and where people would normally mourn the loss of a person, the Munchkins were celebrating the loss of the witch because of the darkness that she has brought to the Munchkins in Munchkinland. And now this darkness is gone and they're happy about this. And now they go into the song of The Wicked Witch is Dead. I think it's interesting that this is coming up and I'm channeling this because at the time of me channeling for your pile, the movie Wicked with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo has just released in theaters like a few days ago. But anyways, I feel as though you are in the energy of Dorothy, who is in shock about everything and doesn't know how to make sense of everything that has just happened to her or around her. So to some degree, she's sorry that she has caused harm to someone on accident and caused a disruption, but in actuality, you need to be in the energy of the Munchkins. That's interesting. This ending of something changes everything for you in some way that you never would have thought would have been possible for you in this lifetime. In the Two of Wands reversed, I am picking up on the energy of truth as well in this card. Something that was happening behind closed doors will be revealed in some way and will shatter the truth that you didn't know existed. It will shatter the truth that you have always known to be true. And now I'm hearing the word awakening. So you could be waking up to the truth, either literally or figuratively speaking. I'm seeing someone waking up from their bed and checking the news on their phone or a text message, and the truth about something will come out that will shock this person, and they're sitting on their bed and they're thinking to themselves, well, what do I do with this information? What does this mean for me moving forward? I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now, and I don't even know which ones to process first in the given moment. I need some time to think about this and process everything properly. The word awakening could also be a reference to a spiritual awakening that you could be having in the month of December after the ending of something. I'm seeing two groups of people who will experience the same ending of something in a different way. There is more of you who will enter the energy of the Munchkins in the Wizard of Oz, who will be joyful about the ending of something. And then on the flip side, there's going to be a smaller group of you who will be grieving the ending of something. And I'm seeing the two groups colliding and confused as to why the opposite group would feel what they feel about the ending of something. And there's a moment where both groups will need to participate in perspective taking to understand the other party's emotions and reactions to the news of this ending. To use the movie Wicked Part 1 as an example of what I'm picking up on, because I haven't seen the play or read the book, I'm seeing the difference between the Munchkins and the audience watching the play or the movie. While the Munchkins are celebrating the ending of the Wicked Witch of the West, the audience and any character in the plot that may have come to know Elphaba on a personal level and know the truth of everything are saddened by her ending because they personally got to know her story and they connected with her on a different level. So the ending of her affects people differently, and there would need to be a perspective taking moment for the audience and the Munchkins to understand why they are reacting differently to the death of Elphaba. That's what I'm getting for you, pile number one. I'm picking up on there needing to be respect and empathy towards others who may feel differently from you about the ending of something. While I did say that you should be celebrating the ending of something at the start of your reading based on the energy of the death card, the longer I tap into the energies of the card, I think that this reading is specifically for those who are not taking the ending of something well. You would not be in the position of the Munchkins, but rather the audience. I really do think that if you haven't, at the very least, seen the film Wicked Part 1, then I would highly recommend it for you to go see it, because I am seeing parallels between the story and what some of you may be going through in your life, pile number one. Different characters may resonate for different people. If you do decide to watch the movie during your spare time, if you haven't seen it already, and I'm picking up that history will be very important for you during the month of December. History can show and tell us what not to repeat and break the cycle of. Another way to look at it is that history can hold truth that you may have never known before until now, and will play a part in how you choose to approach life moving forward for yourself, because you have free will. Whether you have already known history's truth or are just now finding out about it during this month, it will be affecting you and everyone around you. This history could be either actual history that is in textbooks or the history of someone you know. I'm picking up on patterns that are being repeated or habits that were passed on. Knowing the history of someone can help you understand how they have come to be who they are and where their decisions have led them to be in life today. I am picking up on something being passed on through generations, and now you're being faced with whether or not you want to continue with passing this thing on or not. I'm getting the visual of a person beating themselves up for certain bad habits that they have, and they can't understand why they are the way that they are until one day one of their parents sits down with them and explains to them that their bad habits come from that parent that is having the sit down talk with them. And this completely shifts the focus from blaming themselves to blaming their parent or their parents based on the past decisions they've made that have impacted the child. But I am seeing that this person is having empathy for the parent because they recognize that the parent is also a human being too, who has lived a life navigating the world in the best way that they knew how to during their time of living on earth. And now this person has to figure out what to do with all of this information and determine if whether or not they want to commit to the universe calling for them to evolve in some way in relation to the habits that the person has inherited from their parent, and their parents have inherited from their parents, and so on and so forth. But I am also getting that this doesn't have to be something that was inherited, but it could have been a decision that a family member has made that has impacted the rest of the family in a way that they didn't know until now. And now everyone has to deal with the fact that what they thought they knew was a complete lie, or they were missing key information that would have uncovered the truth a long time ago. In the Two of Wands reversed, I'm hearing the grass isn't always greener, and I'm seeing the truth in who a person really is going to be revealed. I'm seeing the sweet grandma that everyone knows and loves, that one family member that everyone loves and adores and may be even praises and puts on a pedestal are coming out with their truth. And I'm seeing a family gathering, and everyone that is in attendance to this family gathering is just completely distraught by the information that was revealed to them. Or it's like when a family member passes on, and once they pass, all of the secrets that they kept from the family starts to resurface, and everyone is in shock by the secrets that were revealed about this person. And who everyone thought this person was when they were living turned out to be the opposite. But again, even though this information was not the ideal information that you would have wanted revealed to you, there is a silver lining in all of this to help everyone move forward from this. But again, I'm seeing that for you, pal number one, you're gonna have a hard time accepting the reality of things and processing everything, because it calls attention to the fact that you need to make the decision to change in some way or not, because you have free will, and change is going to happen regardless of the decision you choose to make moving forward. But what part of history do you want to be on for yourself moving forward? That is the question that the universe is wanting to ask you. I am seeing that this is a difficult question to ask yourself, but it needs to be asked so it can help you to think about the future that you want to live in moving forward. What do you think needs to be done on your part to create a happy ending for you? Because I am seeing that for some of you, the truth that is being revealed to you may require you to change something about your future plans in some way. And this happy ending is coming from the death card with the sun rising in the background. So regardless of what is being revealed to you, there is a path that is possible for you to go down that will give you a happy ending, even if you may have never considered this version of a happy ending for yourself. And now I'm hearing the song Status Quo from High School Musical, and I'm getting that you're Sharpay, and you're saying her lines in the song, which are, "This is not what I wanted, this is not what I planned, and I just gotta say, I do not understand. Something's really, really wrong." And I'm getting that while you may have wanted things to go along with the status quo, the universe is actually nudging you to go against it. And for some of you, this may actually be uncomfortable for you. You're rejecting it a little bit because going against the status quo would actually be calling for you to go against everything you've ever known and learned up until this point. And you're uncomfortable with that potential fact that you may have to face. You may have actually liked or benefited in some way how things were before the truth came out, and now you are being hit with the fact that you may have to accept the change that has occurred or will occur in your month of December. I'm really seeing a parallel between you, pal number one, and Glinda from Wicked Part 1. Whether you like this character or not, there are a lot of similarities between you and her and how you prefer to go about making decisions and the type of personality you both have. I'm seeing things breaking that if you had it your way, you wouldn't want it to break. If you could avoid things falling apart, you would. You're not quick to accepting change that disrupts your peace. Not the peace of everyone at large collectively, but yours and yours alone. I'm seeing you painting a picture, and right when you're almost done with the finishing touches, something happens to you that may ruin the picture. Maybe someone bumps into your arm while you're painting, and now you've accidentally ran the paintbrush across the canvas, and now you have this big line going across the picture. Instead of seeing how you can accept the picture as is, or figuring out how you can work your way around this massive line on your painting, I'm seeing you crying and really being upset by this one mistake, and I'm seeing you kind of throwing the entire painting away and swearing not to paint ever again, or at the very least taking a long break from painting that would make everyone around you worry because they know how much you love painting. So to see you so defeated by this is unsettling for those around you. You like for things to go the way that you want them to go. And when they don't, I'm seeing you being I'm hearing the word dramatic about everything. You like seeing things as they are instead of embracing the change that was inevitably ready to occur. It's like when a parent tries to control their child and not allow them to spread their wings and find out who they are in this big world. When the child grows older, they're not your literal little baby anymore. And as the parent, you have to accept the fact that they are changing into their own individual. You have to let go of control or your grasp on whatever this growing child is supposed to represent in your life, and letting things develop in their own way in divine timing, and not be the overbearing parent in this situation. I'm hearing specifically an overbearing mother. I'm sensing the universe putting their hand on your shoulder and saying, it's time. It's time to let it go. It's time to release what you kept so close to your chest so it wouldn't fly away from you. Allow things to unfold in the way that they were meant to in divine timing. I'm getting to not try and control the situation that would attempt to mend it in a way that benefited you, but not those around you. I'm seeing you struggling to share something with another person or a group of people, and you're being nice about the situation in front of everyone, but once you get behind closed doors and you become a completely different person. Just like how Glinda tried to play it off that she was okay with sharing her room with Elphaba, but once Elphaba moved in, you see how Glinda shows her true emotions about the whole situation and doesn't make rooming with Elphaba easy for the both of them. Whatever is meant to break or show cracks in your perfect image, accept it and respect it, because I'm getting that it's not just about you. What about others, and what's supposed to be in alignment with them? Are you going to, I'm hearing, disown someone because of who they will become does not align with who you wanted them to be? You don't have to like it, but you have to respect it. You have to respect the divine timing of others in their own life. I'm getting from your spirit team that it is okay for you to cry during this time. You can express to them how this change is hurting you on an emotional level, how it angers you, how it pisses you off, but you cannot ask for things to go back to the way they were, because that would not be respecting the divine timing of what others have going on in their lives and what they need to go through. You are not the only one who is being impacted by this change. Everyone's responses to this change will be different, and you have to give others the space that they need to process everything, just like you need time to process everything. I'm getting that in the month of December, it's not just going to be about you, and you're being called to recognize that you won't be the only one going through the changes. This will be a shared experience, and everyone who will be impacted by this change will feel valid in the way that they feel based on their own experience, even if their feelings isn't the same as yours. And perspective taking will be very important for you during your month. I'm seeing the universe grabbing your hand and guiding you somewhere while you're crying. And while I don't know where they are taking you, I get this feeling that I should trust that you are in good hands. Wherever the universe is taking you once the change has occurred, do not be afraid. This is not the end for you, but only the beginning to something new that you may have never considered having before in your life. And this change was supposed to be the catalyst for you to open new pathways, new doors, new opportunities for yourself to live the life in an alternative way that differs from what you planned for yourself originally. Growth is coming for you, and this is the opportunity for you to actually grow grass that is greener on your side. I'm seeing the difference between someone spraying green paint on grass on their side of the fence versus someone who is actually naturally growing green grass on their side of the fence. And When the rain comes, I'm seeing the person who naturally grew their green grass thanking the rain for watering their grass, whereas the person who painted their grass is cursing at the sky for changing the color of their grass. If the rain is supposed to represent change, whose side of the fence would you prefer to be on? The one who is open and honest about the state of their grass, or the one who likes to put up a facade about how amazing their grass is and how natural their grass is, when their grass couldn't even make it through a light drizzle and a slight disruption to the sunny weather outside? The choice will always be yours, and it is not my job to tell you what to do outside of telling you to do what you think is best for you, and encourage you to trust in your ability to reach your fullest potential no matter what the universe throws in your way to make you stronger. So don't doubt in your ability to face change or the truth, no matter how hard it is for you to acknowledge it. Let your green grass show you that it can withstand the rain, no matter how harsh the rain can be. Let the rain come. Let it show you that it does more than disrupt the sunny weather. Let it also water and nourish your grass. Yes, you can be upset that the sun is temporarily gone, but you know that it will always be there waiting for the change to pass by. You'll be warm again, and your grass will still be here and taken care of. So the universe and I will be inviting you to understand that this change that is coming through for you will not be the end of the world for you, but rather a new life. A new life awaits you. So be your own green grass and let the universe bring in change so it can properly nourish your soul and tend to your needs that are deep within you that you may not even know needs to be tended to. I'm kind of getting this wave of accepting things as is being washed over you. It's like when a child has to accept the fact that they have to go to bed after they threw a tantrum about not wanting to go to bed. After fighting it for so long, you finally give into it because you know that the universe knows what's best for you and understand that they are only trying to look out for you. And now I'm hearing one of your spirit guides says, cut them some slack. The universe is trying their best. You can be a little bit difficult sometime to raise. Give them a minute. And I'm picking up that some of you are just like, okay, I'll try and be nicer to them and understand them better. Maybe there is some form of perspective taking that you need to try with the universe. So the both of you can finally be on the same page with something. The universe does not want to become an enemy of yours. This is not their intent. This is not their motive. They are just trying to help you in your current circumstances during your month of December. Again, it feels like the universe knows what you need before you are able to understand what it is that you need within yourself, like a parent trying to nurture their child and making sure that their child's needs are taken care of, even when the child isn't able to understand or label what it is that they need. All that the child or the baby knows is that they are uncomfortable and something needs to be done to change that. Be the child during the month of December and accept the change that you need to help better take care of yourself. Let the universe be your parent and let them meet your needs that you have yet to fully understand or label on a deeper level. Let the universe guide you to a better outcome once the change has arrived. Now, I think that I am going to give you your oracle card, pile number one. This oracle card from the Work Your Light Oracle Cards deck is meant to give you a message to carry with you throughout your month of December. And the card that came out for you was the Trust the Niggle card that says, what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Reading from the guidebook for your card, it says that niggling feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying niggling feeling. Try as you might, it's there, and it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization to numb them out. It's exhausting, and until you face the niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. The relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often, we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, it is the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. You are being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Answer the niggle now. For your Work Your Light inquiry, it says, what is your niggling feeling trying to tell you? So, even your oracle card is nudging you to accept the change that is coming for you. And deep down, some of you knew for quite some time now that this was going to happen, and I'm seeing you stalling a little bit for some time, but eventually everything will catch up to you no matter how long you try to stall and buy yourself some time. This sounds so defeating, and the energy that is appearing is feeling defeating, but it shouldn't. I'm getting to not be afraid to learn something new, regardless of how old you are. Whether this will be a hard lesson for you to learn or not, no one is exempt from learning something new from this experience. Again, no matter the age of everyone involved. I'm getting that this will be a healing experience in hindsight. And the truth isn't here to just come out and peace out. It's coming out because it's time to heal the past and close out a chapter so everyone involved can move on. It just may be a little shocking to everyone at first in how the truth will come out, but it will come out to serve a purpose. I'm seeing that if the change is occurring within a family, that this change will bring forth an opportunity for everyone to get closer than before instead of separating. If everyone can accept the change as is, there is an opportunity for everyone to come together and support one another. And I'm seeing a family doing a group hug after things may have gotten heated because they understand that no matter what happens, they'll still be family, and it's going to take a lot more than the truth coming out to break them apart. At least this way, everyone can be open and authentic with themselves and not have to hide, and still knows that they have their family support. I'm seeing someone expressing their gratitude about the whole situation because things turned out better than they thought it would be. They don't have to lose their family emotionally supporting them, and the past will be in the past. And I'm seeing everyone being mature about the situation in the end, which is really beautiful. For one group of you, pile number one, I'm seeing karma being given out to you when this inevitable truth comes out, or this change does come for you. And if I'm going to be honest, you do seem a little unhappy about it, and there's nothing you can do to avoid this because divine timing is at play here and you cannot control this. And I'm getting the visual of the Justice card popping up in my head for you. The card is flipped upright and reversed in my mind, and I'm getting that the universe is the Justice card upright, and you may feel like the Justice card reversed once karma is handed to you. this unfairness energy. I'm getting that if you have done shady or sneaky things behind closed doors, whether it was in the past or in the present, karma is going to catch up to you in some way in the month of December, and you can't run from it this time around. And when karma does catch up to you, you will be called to introspect and self-reflect. I'm seeing a child being put in time out or on punishment to think about what they've done. I'm seeing their right to something being taken away, like a toy or a tablet or a phone or a laptop or a computer, or their ability to go out and hang out with their friends and have fun. They can no longer do these things because of the actions they took that have led to them facing the consequences of their own actions. I'm seeing their punishment being a long time. It's a little undetermined how long their punishment will be. This is something that will need to be revisited at a later time, but the child will be put on punishment for sure for a good while, long enough for them to be upset about the punishment and then shift their energy to accepting the punishment and reflecting on their behavior and changing their behavior moving forward to not put themselves back on the same reason they got on punishment in the first place. This will take some time, and this will be a process to go through. I'm hearing expect the unexpected in relation to you or a person changing their ways. It's like if a child consistently shows poor behavior and the parent is at a loss for what to do about the child's behavior, I'm getting that whatever punishment the child receives, the parent may be shocked at how effective it is in seeing the child changing their behavior. For the first group, pile number one, I'm getting that this will be a humbling experience for you. I'm seeing you gain a little bit of empathy for others. I'm seeing a child getting coal for Christmas while the other kids or their siblings get everything they've ever wanted. And the child goes up to the parent or an adult and asks why they didn't get a present. And the adult explains that people don't get rewarded for being mean and selfish and any other word you could think of to describe a person who treats others poorly. And so the child has a moment to themselves and they come back and starts apologizing to all the other children for treating them poorly. And because they're kids, they all easily forgive each other and invite the child who got cold for Christmas to play with them and their new toys. There's a lot of growth and maturity happening for you. At the very least, it'll start happening in the month of December, but a lot of character development is happening for you. You will be entering into your redemption arc, but you're at the beginning stage where you are trying to figure out everything to see who this new person you want to adopt as being in the future. I'm picking up on loyalty, so where you may have been dishonest and or disloyal to others who you knew were loyal to you and supported you in the beginning, I'm seeing you change and understanding that you wouldn't want someone to do to you what you did to others. So you are trying to change your ways and be a better person for those you care for and you know cares for you. But I'm only seeing you do this once you do lose your support system and are left alone. You have free will in all of this and can choose to continue with the behavior you've been demonstrating to others, but I'm getting that you'll be discontent with life moving forward and nothing will stay the same as it is. I'm seeing people falling away from your life slowly but surely, and you're unable to see why they're doing this. There's a pattern between all of these people and the way they are separating themselves from you, and you need to channel that perspective taking energy to finally uncover the pattern that you may potentially not like to see, but the universe wants you to become aware of it. I'm seeing you being detached from emotions, and it's going to take the change to get you to reconnect with your emotions and humanize you in some way. For the other group of you pile number ones, I'm finally there. I'm getting that you will worry for nothing because the disaster you thought would occur after the truth came out ended up not happening. But something else even better does happen for you, and you're just gonna have to FUCK around and find out, because if I haven't said it already in your reading, then I'm not going to tell you, nor am I going to pull more cards to find out in detail what's going to happen, because your reading is already long enough. And that is all that I have for you, pile number one. I hope that the messages within this pile resonated for you. If you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow when I next upload. And until then, I hope that you have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. See ya! Hello, my pile number twos, and welcome to your month of December prediction reading. For your tarot cards, you have the Three of Cups and the Eight of Cups, both upright, and the Seven of Swords reversed. Can I be honest? I felt your energy was creeping up in pile number one, but it wasn't strong enough for me to channel much for you in that pile. Some of you out there may have also been drawn to both piles in some way, so if you felt pulled to listen to both piles, then let this be your sign to do so. This pile feels like pile number one, however, you're on the opposite end of where they found themselves, pile number two. You guys are on the Munchkin side in the Wizard of Oz. You guys are actually celebrating change and welcoming it into your lives. In pile number one, I explained how they weren't in the energy of the Munchkins in the Wizard of Oz or in Wicked Part 1, because they would not have been the ones to celebrate the ending of the Wicked Witch of the East or the West. They would be in the energy of Glinda or the audience who seemed to be hurt by the ending of Elphaba because they know her story. You, on the other hand, are the Munchkins and have a completely different perspective of how they view the witches because of the impact these witches have had on the Munchkins, which isn't a positive one according to the Munchkins. Hence why they are the ones to celebrate the ending of these witches. Mind you, I have never seen the play or read the book Wicked, so I don't know what happens in part 2 of the story, but I explained in pile number 1 how both the Munchkins and the audience are valid in what they are feeling based on their own experiences. But pile number 1 were having a harder time processing change and were kind of resistant to it, whereas you, pile number 2, are embracing it. I'm seeing you walking away from what no longer serves you and are celebrating that you have moved on in your life and have let go of the past. I'm hearing you say, if change doesn't get here fast enough, then I'm going to do something about change. I'm going to be the one to stir things up and tell the truth if change and the truth does not arrive soon. I don't know what it is about these family gathering visuals I have been seeing lately, but I'm seeing a family sitting at a dinner table, and the aunt who has all of everybody's tea is going to spill it if no one starts speaking. There is an elephant in the room that you are not afraid to address and bring up. While others would shy away from this, you embrace truth and honesty and just overall being real with everyone, which is a well-respected quality to have, pal number 2. You don't mind shaking things up if it means it'll get people to finally open up and talk about it to each other. I'm seeing you giving a deadline for someone to speak their truth, and if they don't speak their truth on their own terms, you'll do it for them. But I'm not getting that you're doing this with malintent. Either you're just really bad with keeping secrets, or you don't want to get dragged into other people's mess if others find out that you knew this information way before they did. Hence why you are giving this person a deadline to come out with something. I'm seeing you as like a healer in some way, like you want the truth to come out so that everyone can move on and heal from this truth. You might be the reason pile number 1 will be triggered in their month of December, pile number two. In some way, I am seeing you as the black sheep of the family, pile number two. And that's not for everyone, but a good chunk of you. And because you're the black sheep of the family or some sort of group, you don't mind showing up as you are unapologetically. So you can walk into a room as your authentic self and not care what other people have to say about you. You're used to people talking about you in a negative way in some way, to a certain extent, that you ended up learning that the opinions of others about you do not matter because they don't know who you truly are. They have not taken the time to understand who you truly are. So why waste your energy on them? I'm getting that you want others to feel the same way you feel in terms of feeling great in life because you know how to embrace who you are. You want everyone to be accepted as they are. And the only way to do that is for them to be open and honest about themselves and who they are. You don't want to stir the pot because you like drama. You want to stir the pot to uncover what's inside of it. If there's something suspicious about what's inside of the pot, you want to know about it to protect yourself. If there is poison in the food or content that you are allergic to or someone else may be allergic to, you're not going to eat the food if you see something suspicious floating around in your bowl or in your plate. You're the type that would ask the important questions no one else would dare to ask. And I'm seeing that not many people will like that in your month of December, but this is not a bad thing. So don't panic about having a potentially bad month, pile number two, because I am seeing that regardless of what happens this month, you're still going to enjoy your time during this holiday season. I'm seeing you traveling and being surrounded by friends that you cherish, and you're having a great time spending time with them. You are definitely a force to be reckoned with, pal number two. You have the energy of the rich aunt in the family that has all of the money, travels, have wild stories to tell about her life experience, and are just great to have around at a party, whether it's with family or with friends. But I am getting that when it comes to secrets being revealed, not many people will like you. Going back to the visual of the aunt spilling everyone's tea, I'm seeing everyone at the dinner table blaming you for speaking out. Many would have preferred it if no one said anything about the situation, just to keep the surface level peace, even though I am getting that this will be painful to sit through. And because of how painful it is to sit through the awkward silence or the awkward conversations, I'm seeing the aunt taking it upon herself to be the one to speak the truth. And because she does this, now everyone is being loud and talking over one another and arguing, and then at some point everyone just turns on the aunt and says this would have never happened if you would have just kept quiet. And because of this, the aunt speaks up, defends herself, tells everyone the truth about who they really are, then leaves the house to go home and protect her peace. For you, pal number two, while you are very familiar with speaking up and telling the truth, you are also not a stranger to walking away when the time is right to protect your peace and sanity. And you are also not a stranger to not letting anyone ruin your day. I'm seeing you booking a flight on a whim to get away from the drama. If you're not going to travel somewhere on a plane, then I'm seeing a train or boat, or the cheapest option, having a night out on the town. I'm seeing city lights, and you are just enjoying yourself walking around the city at night in your club attire. I'm seeing you hopping from club to club and having a ball, either way, in your own company or in the company of friends you can spend time with who you know won't ruin your night. I'm hearing a lot of laughter and seeing a lot of people cheering, and I'm hearing glasses clink together and everyone around you is having a good time. You're having a good time regardless if there is anything to celebrate or not. You're just out to have a good time, and you have nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about work because work is fine for you. If you are a student in some way, you finished all of your schoolwork, and I'm seeing you pass some of your classes. So this really amps up this good energy you got going for you. Maybe you got a promotion, and this explains why you are feeling great about life. It could also be that your financial situation is improving in some way. I'm hearing the word debt. So maybe you were able to pay off some debt that you've accumulated over time. I'm seeing you paying off a good chunk of it if you haven't fully paid enough to be debt free, which is good. I'm hearing that you paid more than what you typically would. So if there is a standard amount that you have to pay every once in a while, I'm seeing you going over that limit to kind of speed up the process for you to be debt free. I'm seeing you taking care of your business and paying all of your bills on time. I'm also seeing some of you leaving one job for another. I'm getting that there was drama at your old job that you had to deal with that pushed you to change jobs, and you haven't looked back since. I'm hearing you say good grief to yourself. You're very thankful that you left that job when you did. When it comes to romance, if you are in a good and solid relationship, then I'm seeing you being good in the love department and you're not worried about anything. If you are not in a relationship, then I'm seeing you leaving a now ex, and you are now enjoying the freedom you have from this ex of yours and enjoying the single life for the time being, no matter what you got going on in your life, pal number two. You feel free, you feel open, you feel exposed in a good way, meaning you don't feel as though you have to hide anything and you can walk away in your most authentic light. I'm picking up so much fun energy for you. I don't know if this is your personality or if this is the energy that you are going to be entering into for your month of December, but it feels great. It feels as though everything feels right in the world for you. I'm sensing that you've done your part in being obedient in what you know you have been feeling called to do in your life. And because of this, the universe wants to reward you with this energy. I'm hearing you've done the work, now it's time to go play. I'm seeing a parent asking their child, "Did you do all of your chores?" And the child responds with yes. And the parent goes to check behind the child to, confirm if they've done their chores in the proper way. And then the parent turns to look at the child and says, "Okay, you can go play now." And without hesitation, the child runs to their toys or their piece of technology, or they leave out to go hang out with their friends and they all go bike riding together. You did what you knew what you were supposed to do, pal number two. You've handled all of your responsibilities and now you get to go and have some fun for the time being. Just make sure you are being safe and monitoring yourself, or check in with yourself to make sure you are good. And that's not coming from the universe, that was coming from me. Although I'm sure the universe wants you to be safe as well. I'm not the one watching over you, the universe is. So they're the ones that know what you got going on in your life in detail, not me. But just keep that in mind to be safe. I can't shake this feeling of you expressing so much gratitude towards the universe or God or whatever higher being you believe in. If you believe in any, your spirit guides and maybe even your ancestors as well. I'm seeing and sensing you being overwhelmed with emotions. I'm seeing you crying tears that are filled with joy and gratitude for allowing yourself to connect with the higher beings that have helped get you to where you are now. I'm hearing you say that you couldn't have done this without them, and that you are forever grateful for them for not leading you astray. Even during your moments of doubt in the process of getting your life back on track, they were the ones who supported you and encouraged you to keep going down the path that they were leading you towards from the very beginning till the very end. I think that I'm going to do something a little bit different for you, pal number two, and give you your oracle card early in the reading. So, the message within this oracle card is meant for you to carry with you throughout your month of December. And the card that came out for you from the Work Your Light Oracle Cards deck is the Inner Temple card that says Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Reading from the guidebook for your card, it says you are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart, but you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deep relationship with you, and so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn. You are being called to go deeper in your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you are being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you are questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus towards devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. For your Work Your Light action, it says commit to a daily devotional practice. To tie this oracle card back to what I'm getting from your tarot cards, in the Eight of Cups upright, I'm seeing you going on a spiritual journey. Maybe in the month of December, you'll be going on a spiritual retreat of some kind, but your spiritual journey that you started a long time ago is starting to show you signs in your life that you are on the right track and you are being rewarded for this, and you're very grateful for what you will be receiving from the universe in your month of December. All is right in the world for you and all is fair. You planted the seeds and you did your part in nurturing what you were trying to grow for yourself, and now you get to witness what your dedication to growing this plant will gift you. You get to enjoy the fruits of your labor now and sit back and relax for a moment. Now you're still gonna have to keep up with taking care of this plant or whatever this plant is supposed to represent in your life, but for the time being, you're being called to take a break and relax and sit in your enjoyment. But you being the child and the universe being your parent, when they call for you to come back home, you do have to listen and say goodbye to your friends and be grateful for the free time you got to spend with them. You'll see them and spend time with them another day, but it's time to call it a day and get ready for bed. But I'm seeing that before you go to bed, to remember the day you had and to get the rest of your excitement and energy out of your system, I am seeing you journaling. And in this journal, I'm seeing you expressing again how grateful you are right now in the given moment, because it feels like you still haven't gotten this grateful energy out of your system yet. You still have a lot of excitement in your system that you need to get out somehow before you go to bed. So you talk about the kind of day that you had in your journal. So journaling may be important for you during your month of December, pile number two. This may be used to help regulate yourself and get everything out of your system in a healthy way. This may be why you are so good at not allowing the negatives to ruin your whole entire day, because you let the emotions go out of your system and on to the paper, or maybe you type it on a computer or a laptop or on your phone, whichever is the most convenient for you. But once you release your emotions, you let whatever triggered your emotions go, and now you can sleep with a peaceful mind. I'm seeing a cycle ending for you. I'm seeing you transform, and whatever good day you had a significant impact on you, to where you are finally putting your foot down and committing yourself to your spirituality. I'm seeing that no matter what the world throws at you, you have solidified within yourself that anything that comes your way is here to help you or teach you something important, and the universe will always be there to guide you through the ups and downs in life. There is a light bulb switch moment that happens for you in the month of December where you switch from pessimism or skepticism to optimism and firmly believe in what you were originally skeptical about when it comes to your spirituality. Things are turning in your favor in a positive way for you. I'm not seeing anything or anyone getting hurt by you or the blessing that you will be receiving, because remember, at the start of your reading, I brought up you bringing in your authentic self and showing up and speaking the truth that you know, and others being upset by the fact that you brought it up and spoke on it in the first place. I'm getting from the universe that those that needed to hear what you had to say needed to hear it so it can spark change within them and healing within them. So if you speaking your truth triggers someone, stand firm in the fact that their emotions should not be the reason as to why you silence yourself. Yes, it is good to have empathy for others and be in touch with your emotions to be able to connect with others' emotions, but you expressing your truth and emotions and it triggering others to face what they are uncomfortable with facing shouldn't stop you from continuing on with speaking what you have to say. You don't have to put yourself in a box to make others feel comfortable. I'm picking up on codependent energy, and the universe wants me to tell you that you don't have to participate in codependency. You can walk away from it when you feel ready, and when you do, you will feel free. That freedom energy that I brought up earlier is coming up again. This is what the universe wants for you. I'll link in the description box below for you, pile number two, what codependency is and what it can look like for you. If you are someone who is unsure of what codependency can completely look like for those that have or are experiencing it, see if it to some degree accurately describes you and what you are currently going through in your month of December. Although I do feel as though a lot of you are coming out of this codependent energy or are currently learning and practicing how to come out of this codependent energy. There may come a moment where you have to finally apply what you've learned and stand firm in what you have to say and not stop yourself from speaking when you need to speak, when others are trying to silence you and tell you what to feel and dismiss your truth. I'm seeing that once you've done it, regardless of what happens next, I'm seeing you arriving home and jumping onto your bed with your feet swinging in the air, and you can't wait to talk about what happened to you in your diary or in your journal. I'm hearing you say, I did it. It was a little scary, but I did it. And I'm really proud of myself. Universe, did you see me? I did it. I conquered a fear. I overcame this challenge I was faced with. I don't know if I completely did a good job at it, but I did it and I feel great about it. And I'm seeing you feeling at peace with yourself, and you're in tune with your emotions, and you're proud of yourself for standing up for what you have to say. I'm getting this sense of authority from you, and you are commanding a room and you're controlling not others that are in the room, but yourself in a healthy manner. And where you may have once let others talk over you and not let your voice be heard, where others are talking over each other, you are now putting your foot down and letting everyone know that they will listen to what you have to say and will respect the fact that you have something to say and not talk over you, in the same way you would give others the space to speak and hear them out when they are talking. And because some may not be used to you speaking up for yourself, they may try to dismiss it all and expect you to put yourself back in a box or make yourself small again. But you are not wavering on this. You are not going to. And I'm seeing your entire spirit team giving you a round of applause, because they too are really proud of you for taking this big leap into overcoming your fears of not conforming into what others want you to be, but what you and the universe want you to be. And the universe is wanting to inform you that you did a great job of healthily communicating what you needed to say in the moment that you needed to say it. And they want to remind you that they want to keep working with you so you can keep this momentum going for you. They want this practice to become a habit for you so you don't lose the skill that you are starting to master and get the hang of, because I'm getting that you'll encounter more people like the ones who tried to shut you out and dismiss you and not hold space for you to speak. These people may say harsh things to you, speak ill on your name, attack you, feel betrayed by what you have to say, and overall expect you to be a doormat and let people walk all over you. But you have to continue to show courage even when you're feeling fearful to use your voice. Let your voice crack when you try to speak. Continue to talk even when you feel that lump in your throat and you're overwhelmed with emotions and start to feel yourself getting ready to cry. Don't let anything stop you from speaking, not even your own bodily physical reactions that are used to you not speaking. Persevere and push through it, and don't stop until you feel as though you've gotten everything off of your chest. As long as you are speaking truth, your truth, let this be your freeing moment. Let this be the start of you releasing yourself and stepping foot into your commitment to holding yourself, or to not holding yourself back anymore. Because if I'm honest, I am sensing that some of you in your moment of standing up for yourself may feel uncertain about what you are doing because of how out of character this may feel for you. You can't quite tell if you're doing the right thing, and those negative thoughts, those self-limiting thoughts start to creep up in your mind the longer you doubt yourself. And you may feel trapped in, do I move forward and keep pushing with this and keep going, or do I pull myself back to where I feel comfortable in my body with just sitting back and being quiet and being ignored by others? This is really a big opportunity for you, pound number 2, to practice standing in your authentic power. It may seem small to others to achieve this, but to you, this is a big deal, and you need to celebrate these small wins that feel big for you if you do decide to persevere through the doubt. Not everyone on this earth has mastered the art of speaking openly from an authentic space. This is a skill that should be nurtured at a young age so it can be fully developed once you become an adult. But not everyone has had that experience or opportunity in their youth to master this skill. However, just because you didn't learn something when you were younger doesn't mean you can't learn it anymore or at all. There is no expiration date on learning. You can choose any date and any time to start learning something new that can help to elevate the quality of your life in some way. Again, remember to celebrate this big, small win for yourself. It would be ill-advised for an adult to talk down on a small child for not knowing how to read, knowing that they haven't even given the child the tools and the time they need to learn how to read. So don't talk down on yourself if you're an adult learning something new for the first time that you didn't learn in the past, because no one gave you the tools to learn the skill at the time. Now that you're an adult, you don't have to rely on an adult to go fetch the tools you need to learn and master a skill. You can go out and get it yourself with nothing stopping you, nothing interfering with you wanting to go through with this process of learning and mastering this skill you really want to master. And practice makes perfect. Seek small opportunities for yourself to practice speaking so you can get better at it. If you do find yourself in a position where you feel as though you have failed yourself in an attempt to stand in your power and voice your truth and have retreated back into your uncomfortably comfortable box. If you ever feel unsure about the direction you're going in because everything feels so brand new to you, do not hesitate to check in with your spirit team. And I'm hearing them say to have a little bit more faith in yourself and your power. Build the confidence you need to build so you will no longer be afraid to be different when it comes to your power. Learn how to find the balance between being in your power, but not so much to where you're being forceful on others and targeting them and trying to control them and how they should be and how they should act. Learn how to learn how to also accept people as they come and go. I'm seeing some exhibiting reckless behavior, and you're reminding them of your set boundaries and telling them that if they cannot respect these boundaries, then they may either need to leave or you may separate yourself from them, but you are not telling them directly what they need to change X, Y, and Z about themselves. You gave them their options, and whichever option they choose, you move accordingly to that. I'm also seeing you explaining to this person, if you're in a heated argument with them, that you are not going to continue with this discussion with them if they continue to not be able to control themselves enough to have a productive and healthy conversation with them, because it takes away what the actual focus should be on in whatever you are discussing with them. I'm getting that this is your way to remind the person that in this moment they have the option to ground themselves and bring it back a little bit, so you and the other person can actually hear and listen to what each other has to say about the situation at hand, because I'm getting that you want to work with them, but it's going to be difficult moving forward if they continue to speak to you in the reckless manner that they are choosing to speak to you. So you have to tell them where you stand in the situation and set a boundary and give them the choice if whether they want to continue to work with you or not. And if they choose to not move forward with you, then you have to respect them and their choice. Detach and do not force them to do what you want them to do, because they need space to practice their free will just like you need to practice it as well. I'm getting this disorganization from you in you not being able to make sense of everything, if whether or not you should give to others or not. I'm seeing you overextending your kindness or your energy where you have little left to give. And this is where setting boundaries will become important for you, and learning where your limits lie when it comes to interacting with others. When you feel overwhelmed, know your limits and move accordingly to your limits. Again, speak up for yourself when you feel that you need to say something. It's okay, and it feels nice to be there for others when they call on you, but if you know that you are not fully there to be able to be there for someone else, don't be afraid to communicate that to them, and don't feel guilty about not being able to be there for someone when you feel in your spirit that you are being called to take care of you right now and handle your own personal business. Allow this to be a healing moment for you to learn how to take care and prioritize yourself in the same way that you try to take care of and be there for others. Forgive yourself for needing the time that you need to replenish and re-energize yourself. And when you do take the time that you need, you'll look back and realize how much you needed that time to yourself, and will no longer feel regret about taking the break you needed. I'm getting that you should call on support and accept help from the universe if you do find that you are struggling to voice the fact that some boundaries need to be set so you can maintain your well-being. Your voice and you speaking will be very important for you to use during this month of December. I'm getting to ask the universe to give you the chance to practice the skill on a smaller scale so you can make the mistakes you need to make and learn from them so you can improve and try again the next time a practice opportunity comes your way. I'm getting the visual of a person who struggles to speak to others, so they are trying to get better at speaking to others by greeting the cashier when they are out at the grocery store shopping. Remembering to say good morning to the security guard when they pass them by in a building, asking the bank teller how's their day going to start small talk and feel less awkward about politely speaking to others in public settings. And if they forget to greet someone in public, they make a note of that to remind themselves to do it the next time the opportunity comes around, to spread kindness to others by acknowledging others' presence through greeting them. I'm getting that this example could actually represent some of you. Continue to be courageous in your effort towards getting better at speaking up for yourself. Be wise with your words and don't be afraid to use your words either. Strangely enough, I am getting to be patient. At the start of your reading, I mentioned how you were in this energy of just wanting to spill the beans. You can't hold this information in any longer that you already have. If no one will say what they need to say soon, you'll do it for them. And I'm getting from the universe to not be impulsive about this. Let things play out in the way that they were meant to. Play the long game for a little bit and sit back and watch how certain things will play out. It's like you're an audience member in the movie theater and you're seeing how one small thing will become important to the plot later on in the movie that will lead to something that you've wanted to see in the movie. I'm seeing you watching the movie and saying, okay, so let's get to the part that will explain why this seemingly insignificant thing was important all along, because I'm seeing how it could be important and I've already understood the path that this plot is headed down. But no, you have to sit there and let things unfold slowly for the next hour or so, for others to catch up to where your mind was already at. You have to let others understand the plot in their own divine timing. Let them make the decision on their own terms to do the right thing in a situation for themselves that is best for them and those around them that are involved. And if they make the wrong decision, then that is a lesson for them to learn and not for you to fix for them. I'm getting to allow others to practice their own free will so they can learn and understand what happens when they do right for themselves or wrong for themselves. Try not to have full control of the situation. I'm getting a savior complex from you, pile number 2, and I think I'll link something in the description box below for you to kind of get the gist of what that means if you don't know already. See if the description of what it means to be someone who has a savior complex resonates with who you are today or at some point in your life, because I'm getting that for those of you who are already trying to heal this aspect of you may feel triggered by something in a situation that could make you act impulsively and try to fix the situation in a way you can. I'm also picking up that someone is a peacemaker in the family, and this could still apply to you. And for you, pile number 2, I'm seeing a group of people in a heated argument, and someone that's level-headed in the group tries to get everyone on the same page and try to get everyone to calm down. They want everyone to say their piece and have their moment when it's their turn to have the microphone, but they do not want to proceed with anything moving forward if others can't respect the concept of taking turns when speaking, because it's not a productive conversation when everyone keeps interrupting and talking over one another. So if you would consider yourself a peacemaker, pile number 2, someone who can be reasonable and level-headed and mature and understands the importance of choosing your words wisely to add to the conversation and keep the focus on the issue at hand and not target the focus on just one individual. I'm getting that if you feel called to play peacemaker, then you can, and you have the universe's permission to do so. Not because you have to do it and play a role in saving everyone in the situation, but because you want to do it. You also have the option to walk away from the situation if you know that it doesn't really concern you, and you can go about your day minding your business and keeping your peace. I'm really getting to stay in your lane because you wouldn't want what others have going on to ruin the blessing that you have coming for you, because you could easily make the mistake of trying to save someone and be a good loyal friend or family member to someone that the other person could potentially drag you into their mess, and now your whole world was flipped upside down because you were trying to be a good person to someone you cared about. And I'm seeing you having this moment where you are either heartbroken or disappointed in the fact that you are realizing the truth of another person, and because of this you decide that you're done with this person's BS and having to constantly be dragged right into it every time you get around them. And I'm seeing your loyalty to this person kind of break because you no longer want to rob yourself of your blessings and the good things you got going for yourself, all because you want to uphold the title of being a loyal and reliable person, when you don't even benefit from having this title when hanging around those who don't return the same energy to you. I'm seeing that you don't really gain anything from these relationships. I'm hearing you say to yourself, why didn't I see this sooner? Or I knew I shouldn't have trusted you so much. I'm seeing that for some of you, you blocked your intuition for a moment, and because of this choice to not listen in the past, you're experiencing the repercussions of not taking your time to stop and listen to the guidance that was being given to you in the past. And now I'm hearing the universe saying to you, so what are you going to do about this? And you're left with a decision to make, if whether you should stay or go. Should you keep or separate yourself from this person moving forward? What do you think is best for you? Maybe this is something that you really should contemplate, pile number 2, and journal about this to help you figure out what the best solution is for you in your situation. And include the universe and the rest of your spirit team in on this conversation that you need to have with yourself, and take your time to process all of this. In the moment that you do have to process these things, you have to acknowledge the fact that you may be called to change something in your life, whether or either you knew this day would come or you were blindsided by it all, that you may have to make the choice to remove something or someone in your life that you may have gotten to know for some time now. And it feels like there's no way around this hurting you emotionally in some way, but if you want change, you know what you need to do to create it for yourself, then the universe is encouraging you to commit to whatever choice you need to make. This hurt will be felt deeply by some of you, especially if it's related to a connection you have built with someone for years. And for others of you, you'll feel the hurt, but you'll also easily move on from it. It's not a big deal for you. You may have not had that much time spent with someone to completely fall apart from the truth you're realizing about this person, which is why you can easily move on from it. For those of you that will be deeply affected by this in your month of December, make sure you take the time that you need to process all of this. I'm seeing that nurturing your emotional state will be important for you. Again, if you're feeling a lot of emotions, you need to get them out of your system somehow. And I'm picking up on journaling again, or venting to the universe about everything you're experiencing. Please do not rush your healing either, because I am sensing some of you trying to quickly breeze past this like it means nothing to you. And I'm hearing the universe say that's illogical. You don't have to fake anything with yourself and the universe. They know and they understand how deeply hurt you feel about all of this, and they want you to feel so you can move past this in a more healthy way for you in your system. They don't want you to bottle it all up and suppress it, because they still want you to be open when it's time for you to receive your blessings this month. And you can't be open to receiving if you keep closing yourself off. I'm seeing the universe holding a gift for you at your door, and your emotions are supposed to represent your door. And if it's closed, then you are separating yourself from the universe and what they have to give to you. You can't clearly hear what they have to say to you either, because the message that the universe has to give to you is being muffled by this thick door of emotions. And I'm seeing you wallowing in your sadness in the darkness of your room. Maybe you're letting time pass by using your phone and scrolling on social media or sleeping the day away, but that's not the focus. I don't know if this example made sense to any of you, but I'm hearing to be aware of when you feel yourself shutting down or closing everyone out. And this is including the universe. I'm seeing that some of you may need assistance with getting out of bed to get up and take care of yourself again. I'm seeing that you haven't eaten any food or brushed your teeth or took a shower in days, and this is why it is important for you to leave your door of emotions open, because it'll be easier for the universe to have access to you to help you pull yourself out of this funky energy that you're in. I'm seeing that they want you to have the strength to pull yourself up and out of bed because you want to. I'm also seeing that the universe may use your blessing as a way to encourage you to get up and out of bed. They want to be able to remind you of the progress you've made thus far, and doesn't want this one thing to completely destroy what you've worked so hard for, because once again, you have a blessing on the way, and the universe doesn't want you to forget that, pile number 2. They want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and they want you to be able to look back and say that no matter what you faced during this month, you didn't let anything stop you from listening to the guidance that the universe was giving to you to persevere through everything that came your way. I will say that I do trust in your decision-making skills, pile number 2. Sometimes it may take some of you a while to get there and make a decision, but when you do, at this point in your life for your month of December, you make really great decisions for yourself. Hence why I am seeing you being blessed by the universe with something, because you have been doing good for yourself. I'm hearing that you've been obedient in what you have been called to do by the universe, and now you're being rewarded for it. I'm seeing you waking up on Christmas Day with a bunch of presents underneath the Christmas tree for you, and these presents weren't here the day before. So at some point in the middle of the night, the universe pulled a secret Santa on you when you least expected it. So I don't know exactly what day or what time you will be receiving the blessings that you have been asking for in the month of December, but just know that it will be a really sweet surprise for you. And again, I really am hearing you expressing a lot of gratitude. I don't think that I want to figure out when exactly you'll be getting your surprise, because then it'll ruin the surprise, and where's the fun in that, pile number 2? So I think that I am going to go along with the universe's plan in surprising you, but please do get excited about your month of December, pile number 2, because I am seeing you really enjoying yourself during this month, regardless of what you may have to deal with. I'm seeing the universe watching over you like a parent watching their child grow up and being really proud of them. They are proud of how you have matured into this person that is, for the most part, in alignment with who they are meant to be in this world, and continuing to develop into that. There is a lot of commitment and determination from you when it comes to growing and evolving in the month of December. If you haven't learned this yet, you will understand that no matter how hard life gets for you, you understand to trust the process regardless of what you are going through, what you are faced with, because you know and you trust in your heart that the universe, and I'm also hearing God, has your back. If there is one thing in the month of December that you can put your trust and loyalty in, it's in the it's in the universe or whatever God you believe in. I'm hearing you've adulted enough and now it's time for you to go play. Go have fun. Go enjoy your month. Go and spend time with your inner child and enjoy some childlike fun, whatever fun for your inner child means for you. It's the holiday season, whether you celebrate a holiday during this month or not. Take the joyful energy that comes with this month and make the most of it. And I'm getting that you won't regret it. So go and have fun. Start your month off with a good start. The universe is really proud of you, and I cannot shake this energy off that they really want for me to repeat how proud of you they are, and they can't wait to show you what's in store for you in your month of December, pile number 2. Also, side note, I'm picking up on a divorce for a small portion of you, pile number 2, and there's an argument over who should get what or who gets to keep what, and someone being ruthless about what they think they should have, and trying to take everything and trying to make the situation worse for the other partner. And I'm getting that in most cases this is actually fair and this is karma. I don't know why that was important for me to get out in your reading, but it was, and I'm gonna leave it there. I do get the feeling that the partner that is trying to take, if not everything, most things, knows the truth of the situation, which is why they strongly believe that they deserve to speak up about what they want in the situation, because it's only fair to them. The other partner owes this to them at the very least, whatever they are asking for, because I'm picking up on heartbreak or a sense of betrayal of some kind from the partner that feels that they are owed something while going through with this divorce, which may be why they are taking their loyalty back, because their partner has showed disloyalty to them. So now this divorce has come into play because the partner feels that they need to finish what has started now that they are seeing the truth of a situation in their marriage. I'm seeing the partner moving differently and thinking clearly about how to approach the situation. For a split moment, the partner detaches from their emotions so they can make the right choices for themselves in the given moment instead of reacting from an emotional place. When it comes to their emotions, they'll cry and they'll deal with their emotions behind closed doors when they're alone. But when it comes to handling their business and what they need to do in the situation, there's this cold and stern or serious energy that this person is showing. And once everything is finalized, I'm seeing this energy kind of dissipate from their body, and now they can relax and feel free from the situation in some way. I will say to this person to not completely remove their emotions from the situation, because I am getting from the universe that separating themselves from their emotions for too long could make this person become ruthless and heartless, and can make them forget to be fair in the situation. And this could also block this person from their blessings, specifically financial blessings, if the person becomes stingy with what they are asking for in this divorce. What's important is getting the divorce, separating or severing ties with the partner, and moving on from this chapter in their life, not what they can gain from the divorce. Again, the universe will make sure that you are taken care of this month, so don't think that this is unfair to you if this scenario that I am describing with the divorce is resonating for you. There's no need to become power crazed and force the situation at hand in any way. Try not to take over with control and take your time in letting things play out, because for some of you, I am picking up that you could become antsy, irritated, impatient with the situation that could lead to you becoming aggressive because things aren't going your way in the moment and the process is taking its sweet time. but all good things comes to those who wait. As eager as you are to wrap things up and receive your blessings, I'm seeing a child open their Christmas gifts early and trying to be sneaky about it, but because the parent found out that the child couldn't practice patience and wait until Christmas morning to open all of their presents, the parent takes away the rest of the child's gifts as punishment. Yes, the child deserved those presents under the tree because they have been excellent all year, but by them not following the one instruction from the parent, which was to wait to open all of the gifts, the child got in the way of their own blessings. They still had to wait 25 more days to be patient and receive their blessings, but because they couldn't practice self-control, they messed up a good thing for them. So for you, pile number 2, I'm getting to follow the universe's instructions in what they are telling you to do in your situation. Trust in their guidance, because I am seeing some of you kind of questioning the universe's method to their madness a little bit, and because you have your moments of not being able to make sense of it all because the universe is intentionally not giving you the full picture, you kind of go out of your way to do your own thing because that's what makes sense to you. There's comfortability in being familiar with something because you understand it, and it's something that you can fall back on, and I'm getting that you naturally crave. I'm getting the visual of someone who can't help themselves but to talk or gossip even when the universe is telling them to close their mouths because they don't fully understand what they are speaking about, or someone who is eager to take action and fight without thinking first. They like to take action first and ask questions later. This person could have a temper, and the universe is trying to teach them how to have self-control in a situation because not everything requires solving issues with your fists first. I'm getting that whatever this is that the universe is calling for you to be disciplined in and learn to have self-control over and restrain yourself from could be a bad habit to break, because it may be you at your default level. I'm hearing you say, I'm naturally like this, and there's nothing wrong with who you are as at your default level, but the universe wants to evolve it. Make it better for you. Master this aspect of you so you can use it in a more healthier way for you, because once you master it, it makes life a little bit more easier for you in how you approach life in general. I'm hearing that it will help you avoid unnecessary chaos. I really am seeing specifically a financial windfall for you, but there's a potential that it could be ripped away from you because you didn't follow the plan. You followed your plan instead, and you're going to be upset about this because all it took was for you to not listen one time and it changed the course of the path that you were walking on. Bad and unfortunate timing would be at play here, so be sure to follow the directions the universe gave you, and whoever the universe has put into your life to give you a specific message that was tailored for you to hear. I'm getting the visual of someone who's getting on a roller coaster, but they don't like roller coasters, and I need you to follow along with me here with this visual, because I feel like I might not be explaining this visual the best way that I possibly can, so please follow with me here. But I'm getting that the person that is getting on the roller coaster that doesn't like roller coasters is getting on it to receive their blessings. And the only way to receive their blessings is for them to get on the roller coaster and complete the ride, no matter how wild or chaotic the ride may be. However, what I think is interesting is that this person does not know that they are going to receive their blessings after the roller coaster ride is over. They just know that they are being guided to get on the roller coaster, so they did it. I'm getting that your blessing will come in fast for you, pile number 2. The speed of the roller coaster represents how fast you're going towards your blessings, but you need to remain calm even if it's uncomfortable for you. do not panic, because I am sensing some of you panic, and in you panicking, you get off the roller coaster too soon without realizing that you were going to get your blessings once the roller coaster ride was over. You may miss your opportunity to receive your blessings because you've retreated back to what you were familiar with and comfortable with, and the universe is going to look after you regardless, but they really want you to receive this blessing, so they want you to face your fears for the moment and get a little uncomfortable and get familiar with the unknown for you. Making the choice to speak up and taking guided actions will be important for you during your month of December, because you deserve fairness in a situation, and the universe is calling for you to be mature and fair about it all, and level-headed, and be fearless in what you want to talk about in the given moment. When it comes to legal advice, listen to it and use your discernment. I cannot stress this enough, how fair and honest you need to be about the issue, because if you are caught lying about anything or being unreasonable and unfair, specifically placing unfair blame onto someone else, I'm getting, then the universe will not hesitate to teach you a lesson on what it really means to be fair. And if that sounded scary to you, it should, because I'm scared for you. So I'm begging you, please do the right thing and not have the universe teach you a hard lesson, because I just got done telling you that you should be receiving an amazing blessing this month, and I'm rooting for you that you'll do the right thing and receive your blessings. I want you to be happy, and I know you want to be happy, and the universe wants you to be happy. So please have your morals and ethics in check and have integrity. I cannot stress how much the truth and speaking the truth will be important for you during your month. You will be reaping what you sow, and I mean that in a positive way. And I am seeing financial gain for you, and you not feeling left out in the cold by the universe. They'll get you what you and they know you deserve, which is justice in the situation. I'm getting all the fairness you deserve based on the choices you make and the seeds you've planted. So make sure that the seeds you've planted aren't plants that you don't want growing in your garden. Be sure to tend to it so you can see the fruits of your labor. Okay, that's it. That's all that I have for you, pile number 2. You're starting to stress me out a little bit, and I know this reading was long, but I hope the messages within this pile resonated for you. If you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow when I next upload. And until then, I hope that you have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. See you later. Hello, my pile number 3s, and welcome to your month of December prediction reading for your 3 tarot cards that represent your overall energy for the month of December. You have the World card reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed, and the Emperor card upright. There is this incomplete energy coming from the World card reversed. I feel like from the Emperor card, you're taking action, you're doing what needs to be done, you're focused. I'm seeing you be self-controlled, showcasing discipline. And in the Eight of Swords reversed, I'm getting that you are facing your fears. You're pushing past your limits as if it doesn't even faze you, but deep down you may be terrified, but you're showing a brave face. To others outside of you, they may perceive this as this is just a normal thing for you to do. This is just who you are, but they don't see the sheer panic that you are feeling on the inside. The start of your reading is interesting because it feels like with all the 3 piles, there's an energy shift or transition that's happening. So once pile 1 goes through their phase for the month, they can transition into pile number 2's energy. And once pile number 2 goes through their phase for the month, they can transition into your energy, pile number 3. Once pile number 2 can accept the journey that they are being called to go down, the longer they stay on this journey, the more they can develop into where you are now. And you have already developed the discipline needed to commit going down this path. You already understand that you are walking into the unknown and you are committing to facing whatever it is that you are going to face in your month of December. I'm getting that this is good energy to be in. It feels like the universe is your stern teacher and you have already become accustomed to their method of teaching you. You know what is expected of you. You understand the energy that is needed from you to pass their class. The training is hard, but you see the value in it. But if this is your energy, I'm not quite understanding the world card reversed. If I'm gonna be honest with you, it's throwing me off a little bit. I will say that if you are on some sort of spiritual journey, I'm getting that you understand that this spiritual journey is never ending and that it comes with the territory when you agree to walk down this spiritual path. I'm actually going to pull another card to clarify the world card reversed. And you have the Seven of Cups upright. I'm getting that free will is at play here, and at any point you can make the decision to walk off this path. This feels like a reminder from the universe that they don't want you to forget that this option is always here for you if you ever wanted to take it, but your energy is very stubborn, and I mean that as a compliment, that you are willing to stay on this long road trip, this long car ride until the wheels fall off. This will be a transformative month for you, or really for all three piles for sure. Spirituality is very important for all three piles in some way. This could also be in relation to what you know you have committed yourself for a long time now, but it feels like there is a personal spiritual evolution of the self at play here for everyone this month. Even if you are not subscribed to spirituality, the universe has their hand in everything that everyone will be experiencing in their month of December. And whether you get coal in your stocking or presents under the tree from the universe, this will all be determined based on the choices you make. And for you, pile number 3, you're getting your presents, you're getting your blessings, or at the very least, that's what you are telling yourself. You want to continue down this path of showing up in a way that you are feeling called to show up, because you want the blessings that the universe wants to give to you, because you know that they pay attention to what you desire in your heart. You know that the universe is a great gift giver. So regardless of what you receive, you know that you are going to like it and that it will be well deserved. And this may be where parts of the unknown or the incomplete factor is coming from, because you don't know what you'll be receiving, but you haven't reached the end of something just yet. For all we know, you could be receiving your blessing in the month of January, and that's why there's this incomplete energy for your month of December. If you were to receive your blessings later on somewhere in 2025, would you still commit down this path that you are on? Because remember, it's divine timing, not your timing. So are you still willing to choose this path no matter how hard or difficult things may get for you in the month of December and beyond? This energy makes you want to question not only this month, but years to come. There's this air of mystery that is involved in your month of December. Me personally, and this is just me speaking freely in your pile, I'm a little uncomfortable with this energy, and that just may be where I am in my life, but I really can't see anything for you past the month of December, pile number 3. And I know this reading is for the month of December, but this reading is calling for me to look past this month, and there's a lot of uncertainty that is present for you from now and the start of next year. There's a lot of things that just may not make sense to you that will be happening in December and possibly past this month. I'm getting a really deep spiritual awakening that may be happening for you, and you will be learning that the choices you make will have an impact on what you will be experiencing moving forward in December and into 2025. I'm seeing that you are reviewing things differently and opening yourself up to trying new things, and This could also be where this mysterious energy is coming from, because you are opening yourself up to new possibilities that you may have never considered trying before in the past. You're making choices that you never had the opportunity to make in the past. And that's why I couldn't see clearly what was in store for you in the beginning of your reading, because it's up to you to figure that out. Usually I can see kind of a clear path that you're headed down, but for you, pile number 3, you're at a crossroad with like 8 different paths to choose from to walk down. And I'm getting that all roads will lead you back to your original spiritual path you were already walking on. But the universe is wanting you to have fun a little bit and throw you a curveball. There's no need for you to be rigid. Although the universe is your stern teacher, they want to show you that they too know how to have fun. They want you to have fun as well. I'm sorry if the spiritual aspect of this reading isn't resonating for some of you, but I'm getting that for those of you that are really tapped into your spirituality doesn't have to be black and white and be rigid. I'm seeing that you may have forgotten what it feels like to be a human having a human experience. And the universe is asking for you to connect back to that human side of you. Enjoy experiencing what it means to be a human that has lived a life. It's like the parent that is pushing their child to go play outside when their child has found comfortability in staying indoors and reading a book and being very studious. You're being called to learn about the human side of yourself and what makes you. And this energy for you will start in the month of December and carry on into the new year. And now I'm experiencing an energy shift from you, and you are feeling less fearful of the future. You're learning that the world is your oyster and you can choose who you want to be and what you want to experience starting in the month of December. And this is where this fearless energy from the 8 of Swords is coming from. You want to put yourself in this energy because it's new and exciting for you. Things that you used to enjoy in the past don't hit the same for you now. You're seeking something new and are willing to go out of your comfort zone to find this newness that you can enjoy. I'm seeing you traveling to places you've never traveled before, discovering new hobbies you haven't gotten into before. Maybe in the past you were under different circumstances, so you never allowed yourself to explore the things you've always wanted to explore in the past. But now the universe is wanting to place you in a position where you can now do the things you've always wanted to do. I'm seeing the universe kind of putting you on winter break for the month. They're like, all right, you've studied long and hard enough. Now it's time for you to take a break. Take a break from the lessons that we are teaching you. This could be taken in a literal sense too, if you are a student that is actually going on winter break after a semester of trying to make sure that you pass all of your classes. That's why your energy is reading as the Emperor card. The most of having self-control and being disciplined enough to do what you need to do to pass your classes. Once finals are over, you don't need to remain in contact with your teachers once winter break begins. I'm getting that whatever you are going through, pile number 3, once you take your break, you won't even realize how stressed you were with whatever you've been working so diligently on until you actually take a break. Speaking of breaks, I'm also getting that some people who are in a relationship may be taking a break or in separation for now. The energy it doesn't quite feel official like a breakup or a divorce just yet in the cards, but I am seeing 2 people kind of temporarily splitting until they are ready to come back together and discuss what needs to be discussed to understand the future of their relationship moving forward. It's like the relationship has been put on pause or has been frozen for the time being. I'm getting that someone will initiate the conversation of putting the relationship on pause, and they feel strongly in their heart to do this for whatever reason. Like something needs to be said and someone needs to get something off of their chest before Christmas gets here, or New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, or just simply before someone's winter break begins. I'm not getting that this is for any relationship that just started recently. I'm getting that this message is specifically for those who have been in a relationship for some years now. Like, you have put in time and energy into this relationship to make sure that you and your partner stay together. I specifically heard 9 years, so you could have been married for 9 years now, or together for 9 years in a relationship in total, whether you're married or not. Whatever needs to be said to the other partner, the partner that needs to get something off of their chest may feel as though whatever they need to say has been eating them alive internally. So they want to get whatever they need to get off of their chest immediately off of their chest so they can feel free. And I'm getting that regardless of what needs to be said, it needed to be said whether you wanted to hear it or not, or whether you liked what you heard or not, so we can figure out now how to move forward instead of having to deal with it later. At least in terms of the other partner needing to process everything that was said. Another interesting message that I am getting is that for a small group of you, I'm getting the visual of someone coming to you and being honest that they want to break up with you, and instead of feeling really sad about it, some of you respond with this energy of like, oh thank God, which I think is really funny because it's not something I would typically expect for myself to pick up on in a reading like this. It's like you didn't know that you and your partner could actually be on the same page about something such as this. Now, because this is still an ending of something, a piece of you will still feel a little sad about it, but it's one of those things where it's like, we had a good run, but I do think it's time to start something new for myself, and I'm actually looking forward to this newness that's coming for me, even if it means I can't bring you along with me on this new journey in the same way that I used to take you with me on new journeys. I'm going solo now. And now I'm getting the visual of a member of a boy or a girl group going solo in their music career. I'm getting that there is still a lot of love that is present within you towards this person, even though a separation happened. But you also understand that the separation needed to happen. It was time. There's so much newness energy that is coming towards you that you cannot wait to see what this newness has in store for you. This is something that you are looking forward to. I'm getting a bittersweet energy, like when a child graduates high school and is now moving on to college, but the college that they want to attend to is not located within their hometown. It's not close to home, so they are being separated from their family. But it's not a bad thing because they know that they are going away to better themselves and set themselves on the right path that they know that they need to be on to reach their desired level of success. So no matter what you are going through in your month of December, there will always be some form of a separation of one thing to move you into something different, something new for you that you can explore because you've never gotten to know this aspect of life yet, and you are willing to explore this. It's like when one cycle ends, another one begins immediately after for you. And when it comes to this cycle that is about to end for you in the month of December, again, I'm seeing it stressing you out, but you know that you can persevere through it and get to the end to fully complete the cycle, so that way you can enter into the new one that has a clean slate, so you can have nothing to worry about in terms of needing to go back to the past for whatever reason. That chapter is over and done with for you, so now you can launch yourself forward and face what it is in front of you without anything from your past lingering in the back of your mind. And again, you may have fear within you as you are moving forward into this newness that is coming towards you, but the action that you are taking that helps to ensure that you are moving forward towards the newness is fearless behavior. No matter how much you don't want to keep going with something, you see the value in pushing forward till the very end. And that's for those of you that are working very diligently on something that you want to do great on, like a project that you're working on or a test that you want to pass, whether it's a school test or a test from the universe. For those of you that have something to say and want to get something off of your chest because it's starting to hurt more holding it in than letting it go, be fearless in letting it go because it's time. I'm seeing that you holding it in is eating you alive, and there's a piece within you that is wanting you to let it out by having it bubble up to the surface. And I'm getting that you need to be in fearless energy in order to let it go. It feels like a weight will be lifted off of your shoulders once you do finally let it go. Your honesty needs to be let out, and for some of you, it feels like your honesty is calling for you to be open and authentic about yourself and who you are, the side of you you may hide from others. There is a boldness in your authenticity that wants to show itself to the world. It's calling for you to be different and let the world see what makes you different. I'm getting that this needs to be embraced. There's this creativeness coming from your authentic side. I'm getting a black and white painting, but if you were to look closely at the painting, you would notice that whoever the artist was did an awful job of trying to cover up the original color painting where they were trying to create, but for whatever reason decided to change the painting on the same canvas and do a black and white painting instead, because they felt as though everyone would be able to easily digest the black and white painting than the colorful one. Whatever your reasoning is for covering up the colorful side of you, it's time to let it go. You can't go on with painting black and white images all your life, because that's not the kind of artist you are. It's creating monotony within the world you are living in, and I'm seeing that you don't want to keep living life in this manner. There is this lack of fulfillment in your life that I am sensing, which may be why the universe is calling for you to explore something different, to shake things up. Something is getting repetitive that needs to change. Some sort of repetition needs to come to an end, and for some of you, this repetition isn't bad, but the universe wants more for you. So in order to receive more, you have to strive for more and get out of your comfort zone a little bit. For others of you, this repetition is not helping you in any way. So the universe is calling for you to do what you need to do what needs to be done to create the change that will place you into experiencing a different reality. I think that I am going to give you your oracle card now, and the message within this oracle card is meant for you to carry with you throughout your month of December. And the card that came out for you from the Work Your Light Oracle cards deck is the Star Mother card that says, how can you mother yourself? Reading from the guidebook for your card, it says, you are more health than you could possibly imagine, loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love away your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best, and try not to carry it all on your own. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off of your shoulders. Forgive yourself, my dear sweet child of the earth. For your Work Your Light inquiry, it says, how can you mother yourself? I'm getting the visual of the universe hugging you, and this protection energy from this oracle card. And regardless of where you are being spiritually guided, I'm getting that if you follow the guidance the universe is giving to you and your spirit team is giving to you, whatever your fears are, you don't need to be worried about them. I'm seeing things working out in your favor regardless of what happens once you begin to embrace your authentic self, once you take guided action on what you are being instructed to do. I'm seeing that the results you seek will be better than what you thought they could be, or the reaction of other people will be better than what you thought how they were going to react would be. I'm getting that there's going to be less judgment of your true self than you thought was going to be present. Things aren't going to be as bad as you thought they would be for a lot of you if you continue to follow the path that the universe is calling for you to go down. I'm seeing that for those of you that are feeling fearful of showing your authentic self or being honest about something that you've been holding in, I'm getting that this fear may be coming from a place of being afraid of facing rejection from others. I'm getting an outcast vibe, and now I'm picking up on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and how he felt alone, but then he found the group of misfits that didn't fit in with people that looked like them but didn't act or think like them. And because of this, I'm getting that this rejection that you are afraid to face could be coming from family in terms of you looking like them, but you don't act or think like them. For some of you, I'm getting that you may be afraid to lose your family because of who you are, or the side of you that may show indications that you may be different from them in some way. You're afraid of losing the connection that you have built with your family, the support that you get from your family, but you're unhappy with trying to fit in a mold that you deep down know that you don't fit in. It's like you're a cube trying to fit in a circular hole, and you've tried to shave off the edges of your cube to figure out a way how you can fit into the circular hole, and you've successfully figured out a way to turn your cube shape into something that can fit in the circular hole, but at what cost? You've lost what has given you your edge, what has given you character that fits who you felt you were meant to be in this life, if fitting in wasn't something that you had valued so much. And now you may have to reach a point in your life where the universe is calling for you to find your edge again. But in order to do that, the first step would be for you to be open and honest with everyone else that you are actually not a circle or a sphere. You're a square or a cube. I'm hearing someone say, I knew there was something off about you, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And they're not saying this in a negative way. They're just saying it in a way that's like, I knew something was different about you, but they weren't going to call attention to it because it honestly wasn't even a big deal to even bring attention to it. For many of you, I'm not seeing any fights or arguments appearing when you do become open and honest about who you are. I'm seeing acceptance, but I'm not seeing acceptance like everyone agreeing on the same page. It's more like everyone is accepting to agree to disagree, because there's no point in arguing about this or further debating on the subject. It is what it is, and there's nothing that anyone can do to change that. I'm hearing we will no longer dispute about the matter because there's no point to. Whatever was said, and there's nothing we can do about it, so let's move on. And it feels like a male figure or someone with masculine energy is saying this to kind of keep the peace and not have things blown out of proportion more than they already have. I'm getting that some will be upset or feel that things are unfair because they felt lied to, or feel offended that you thought you couldn't trust them with this information, your truth. Others will not be happy to hear the truth that needs to be said, but they are willing to move on from it. Like, I'm hearing another person say, well, why is this square here if they are not meant to be here? If there's a square, if they're a square, then shouldn't they be with other squares? Logistically, they don't belong here. And the masculine energy comes in and they say, well, we've known square for so long that regardless if they're a square or cube or not, they are still considered family to us because we have grown to love them. Isn't that what should matter? And I'm seeing for some of you, you may feel as though you are placed in an unfair position. Not only are you being called to step out of your comfort zone with your truth, some of you are also being faced with change that may occur after you are open with your truth that you know may completely change your current reality that you are uncomfortably comfortable with. Again, with this protection energy I'm picking up on, it's interesting because I'm seeing a claw machine, and it's like the universe and your spirit team are the claw and you are the plushie that's inside of the claw machine, and they get to pick which plushie is going to get pulled out from the machine to be placed where the plushie needs to be placed. So it's like the universe grabs you, and once they grab you, it's like they're saying, you are now under my protection, and now I'm going to move you, or I'm going to give you a home where you need to be placed because you can no longer live within this machine. You need to leave. It's time for you to leave. And it's like you've been living in this claw machine for so long that you're like, whoa, what's going on? I've gotten comfortable with living in this machine. I've gotten comfortable with accepting my fate that I'm going to stay here in this machine and go through the process of being picked and then being dropped and then being picked and then being dropped again. For the first time, you've been picked and now you're being released from the machine, and this is completely new for you. You have a new home. For some of you, it was a blessing that you were picked, but then you were dropped by someone that was playing the claw machine because they weren't who you were meant to go home with. They weren't going to put you in the environment you needed to be in, which is why the universe dropped you. But once the timing was right and the universe felt like you would be placed in a better environment, they finally picked you and dropped you so you can leave the claw machine. I don't know if that made sense, but it's what I'm getting from the visual that I'm picking up on. I'm seeing you becoming emotionally mature once the change does occur and you move on from the fear of change. I'm seeing that whatever the situation may be, once everything was said and done, you accept it as is, whether others accept you or not. I'm seeing you moving forward with whatever the next course of action is that you need to take. I'm seeing you planning for your future, specifically what 2025 will look like for you. I'm seeing you creating a vision board, and it looks like your own map of how you want to experience the next year. I'm seeing a roadmap. So some of you may plan to travel to different places next year that you've never been before. I'm seeing you prepping this month and getting things in order so your travel plans can be ready to start in 2025. You're getting your money together, your passport ready, your plan for where you want to go and what you want to experience once you arrive at your destination. You're going shopping to buy the appropriate clothing for the weather at your destination. You're buying a new suitcase. Everything that you need to get done in order to ensure that traveling is in the plan for you for next year. If you don't plan to travel at all or often for next year, then I am seeing you separating yourself and going on a solo internal journey to fully understand who you are now that you have opened the doors and embraced who you truly are. You are now moving in a way that actually feels comfortable for you to openly be yourself and interact with the world around you without having to hide who you are. You are learning to adapt to this new way of living and learning how to remain calm in the midst of chaos. You're learning how to not let every outside thing affect you and stay in your lane and keep your focus on what's going on in your lane. And if you can find your calm on your own, this is why the Star Mother card came out for you, so that you know that you are protected and cared for. Again, use this Oracle card message as a reminder that No matter what is happening around you, you are safe and you can breathe and relax. Self regulation will be needed for you during this month of December. Finding your center is important to help you power through the month of December. I'm sensing some of you panicking during this month, and no matter what triggered you to go into a panic, you need to remember to breathe. Remember to exhale. Find balance within you, because I'm seeing that you are on the high end of a seesaw and you need to figure out a way to bring yourself back down a little bit. Relax your body a little bit. You're at a 10, you need to bring it down to at least a 5. Instead of pushing forward in life with this panicking energy within you, calming down will be much better for you, and pushing through life with this calm energy will also help you to think clearly about the situation that you are in. Speaking of balancing, I'm also seeing some of you balancing your money. I'm seeing a lot of money going out, and you're trying to figure out how to keep the money you have while it's leaving your bank account. For example, you may have a lot of bills to pay in this month, and I'm seeing you prioritizing what to pay off first. If you get paid a certain amount, then you're budgeting your money to see what you can pay off with that paycheck, and then everything else can get paid off with your next paycheck. But you're still trying to make sure that you have enough money to buy things like groceries, or have money for the kids if they need anything like new clothes to wear, if you're someone who lives in an area where the seasons and the weather changes a lot. For some, I am seeing Christmas presents in the mix if you have leftover money that you can spend once everything is taken care of financially. If you do have kids, then I am seeing that you want to make this holiday season a good experience for them for this month of December, because I am hearing you say, I love my kids. Hence why making a priorities list will be important for you, because you want to make sure that they and you are taken care of during this upcoming winter season. Pile number 3, I am seeing you resisting change for some of you when it comes to financial matters. There's a great opportunity for you to gain more money, but it may require you to change what you are currently doing, or what you currently got going on for you when it comes to money. You may have to relocate in order to have this opportunity. You may need to gain new skills to learn, or seek higher education in order for you to accept this opportunity. There's something about how you are currently going about making your money is being called to be improved in some way. And although you are resisting this new opportunity, I'm seeing the universe calling for you to now to not resist this change. Yes, it's different from what you have been currently doing to earn money, you're currently making, but the universe is calling for you to strive for more for yourself. And if you're feeling lost about the situation, you can consult with them about how you should go about approaching the situation at hand to shift yourself into this new way of making money. I'm seeing that your pay may be increased for you if you accept and go through with this change. I am getting that for a lot of you, this could be the answers to your prayers in improving your financial situation. I'm seeing that you have been asking for the universe to bless you with more money, and they are now gifting you this opportunity for you to take to put you in a better financial circumstance. But now that it's here, you weren't actually expecting it, and you weren't actually expecting the universe to listen and answer your prayers. All of a sudden, you got cold feet, and I feel as though it's because deep down you know that accepting this new opportunity will call for a massive change in your life, and you are uncomfortable with that. Again, with this uncomfortability, you just don't feel ready to take the first step into this whole new world that is calling for you. There's a lot that you are going to have to release in your life in order to have what you have been desiring for yourself. You're having a hard time being in this receiving energy that You are struggling to accept what it is that you have been wanting, and now the universe is ready to give to you. It feels like your life will do a 180 shift into you being under better circumstances, but you're questioning to yourself, but at what cost? Because it feels like everything and everyone you once knew, you now have to let go of. I'm seeing you either being separated from family, whether you choose to separate yourself from them, or they have chosen to distance themselves from you, or like the high school student scenario that I described earlier, where it may not be as dramatic as a family fallout, but it still is a child going away, and as a result of them going away, they won't be as physically close to their family. I'm seeing others trying to feed into your ear that this is not the path that you should go down, and it's not something that they want for you, but I'm getting that this is ill-advised for you because they haven't considered what you want. And trust that you know how to make the right decisions for yourself. And in you listening to them instead of what the universe is trying to tell you to do, you'll find yourself on a path where you'll feel miserable. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, pile number 3, I think this is why you may need to come out with your truth and who you authentically really are, because people will only know the version of you that you show them. And if this version of you that you are showing to others isn't 100% the full version of you, then they'll never understand where any of this venturing off and trying new things may seem out of character for you is coming from. I'm seeing you explain to others that this isn't anything new for you to consider. You've been doing something for a long time or considering something for a long time, and they're only just now finding out about this. It's new to them, but it was never new to you to begin with. It may be a shock to them, but you have always been this way or aware of some sort of information for some time now. I'm seeing you going against the grain from what is normal for everyone else, but not for you. You're demonstrating a kind of power that others would never consider to be powerful, or never would have considered that you would have this kind of power within you. It's like when others see the value of masculine energy but fail to see the power in feminine energy. You would be showing how powerful the feminine energy can really be if you wield it properly. I'm hearing that there's no real strength in brute force, and I'm picking up on your Emperor energy again in the card. I'm getting that the masculine cannot operate in a healthy way without the feminine. There's this need to have a balance. So while you have been in this masculine emperor energy, it's time to switch it up and integrate the feminine empress energy, because continuing to go about things in a controlling, forceful energy nonstop is starting to throw you off balance, and the universe is calling for you to relax. There is value in being in relaxed, calm energy. I'm seeing someone hustling to get themselves in a better financial situation, but this approach is not sustainable for the well-being of this person, so they are being called to re-examine how they are going about making their money and how they can improve it. That doesn't involve depleting the body of its energy and stressing it out at the same time. There's got to be a better way to make money with ease. You still have to put in effort to make money, but put in effort that is a healthier way for you. It's like when the older generation talks down on the younger generation for not grinding as hard as they have when they were the younger generation's age. But the younger generation has witnessed the impact of what grinding as hard as the older generation has done for them on a smaller scale instead of the whole grand scheme of things, as well as recognizing that hustling in their generation is completely different from the older generation, and they realize that they don't really benefit from it in the way that they are supposed to. So now they are trying a new approach, an approach that can allow them to see their worth and not allow it for, and not lower it for the sake of materialistic things. The universe is trying to get you to see your value and put effort towards what will feed into you remembering your value. So, for those of you that are being introduced to this new financial opportunity that the universe has their signature approval on, if it's calling for you to change and improve in some way that will aid in you putting yourself in a financial position where you earn more without having to drain your energy as much, then I'm getting that you should consider it. Maybe you get paid more for doing less hours, or you get paid roughly around the same amount that you currently make, but you do the work for less hours. Or you may need to go and put in the work to gain those new skills so you can enter into a new job position that pays more than your current work position does. Whatever your situation may be regarding you being asked to accept a position that will improve your finances, always remember your worth. You don't have to put in force and grind like crazy, but also don't fall into the other direction where you could be lazy. Find a healthy balance for you where you find balance, you find the right decisions to make to create change for you in your life. I'm getting to make sure that you follow the guidance of the universe and not what others are telling you to do and who to be, because these people cannot properly give you the advice you need because they don't know you. They don't know who you are to your core and what you desire in this life for yourself and what the universe has planned for you and what's actually in alignment with you. It feels like at some point your energy is going to get over the opinions that others have of you, and you're going to keep pushing forward with what the universe has in store for you. A weight has been or will be lifted off of your shoulders once you've released yourself from caring about others' opinions of you, and you'll start to tread along this new path you knew all along would be calling for you. If I'm going to be honest with you, I'm seeing a lack of familial support for some of you once you make the decision to go down the path you have been called to go down and not the path others want for you to go down. But I'm getting this energy that you know that you will still be okay whether you have their support or not. There is this wave of, once again, this calm energy coming in for you. And again, you are practicing emotional maturity in the given situation. You accept others' opinion as is. You don't try to change them or their minds. You let everyone say their piece and you release it and move on from it because you cannot allow their disapproving energy to impact this new path you are willing to commit to. I am sensing a little bit of defensive energy for some of you because you want to hold your ground and defend yourself, your character. You want to protect yourself in some way from the backlash, which is understandable as to why you may become defensive. But I am getting that if you do decide to defend yourself, don't do too much. I'm hearing keep it cute, keep it respectful, say what you need to say, and if others don't get it or aren't even trying to understand where you are coming from, then that is on them. Don't force your thoughts and opinions onto others in the same manner that they are trying to force theirs onto you, because it's not going to get anyone anywhere. Practice emotional maturity and move on. You may not be able to take these people on the journey that you are about to enter into, and that is okay. Everyone that we encounter has a time and a place in our lives, and it seems as though the people that you are separating yourself from moving forward has reached their expiration date, or your relationship may be evolving into something different than what it was before. I'm getting that loving others from a distance is also an option if you want or can keep some of these people in your life. You don't have to completely cut anyone out of your life if there really is no need to. You can also put people in certain boxes. If you know that you can be your authentic self with some people, then you can place those people in the I can be myself around these people box. But if you learn that you cannot be fully authentic, or you cannot fully be authentically yourself with other people, then you can put them in a separate box and label it cautious. So you know to be careful when interacting with these people. Have healthy boundaries. Be bold in what you have to express regarding your boundaries and what you have to say about what information you are being called to share. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am seeing that if you continue to hold your tongue about what needs to be said, that you feel yourself wanting to share with others, you will not reach the future that you want to obtain for yourself. It's like what you have to say that you are holding in so close to your chest, afraid of letting it go, will have so much power to launch you to a reality that you may have never dreamed of for yourself. It would be like if you were to write an essay for your final assignment, and this essay would determine whether you pass or fail the class completely because of how much it's worth toward your grade. And let's say your current grade is a D, but you need a C to pass the class. You turning in this essay and saying what you have to say on the paper for your essay could immediately change that D to a B. But because you got cold feet and you weren't confident enough in your paper, so you didn't turn it in, you've completely failed the class and there's no coming back from this. You would just have to simply repeat the class. There would be no other way around this. You would have to learn the lesson all over again and wait for the next opportunity to come around to take this test again. And I'm getting that there was a blessing waiting for you that you've wanted for a while now, that wanted to be gifted to you by the universe, but because you didn't take that guided chance or risk, the blessing flew away. I'm seeing a surprise party being thrown for you, but because you didn't take the guided risk, I'm hearing the universe say, all right, wrap it up. Party's over. It's canceled. They didn't do what they were supposed to do, so the party's over and it's canceled. Maybe we'll try again next time. There will be a lack of growth or expansion for you if you procrastinate on doing what you need to do, or don't fully commit to what you need to be doing. And what your situation may be right now, things will stay the same, or they may change, but not for the better. And I think this is for those of you who may find themselves falling into the lazy category that I mentioned earlier. I just keep getting that you took too long to do something and now it's too late. You've missed your window of opportunity and didn't take the guided action when you were being guided to take it. You didn't jump, or you didn't leap when the universe told you to leap. And now you've missed your opportunity to make it across a bridge that was crumbling at your feet. So now you have to run back to where you started before the bridge started to collapse. And now you either are stuck being where you are, or you're just gonna have to find another way around to get to the other side that's going to be way more difficult than jumping when you needed to jump off the bridge that was crumbling so you can make it to the other side of it. Your original plan would need to be altered, and now you can't even get excited for the newness that was coming towards you because you've missed your stop and you let it pass you by so easily. It would be like you waiting at a bus stop, and you're so distracted with your phone that you didn't even look up to notice that your bus arrived. So by the time you did look up, it had already pulled off. So now you have to wait for the next bus to come, but who knows when that'll come. You may have to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes for the next bus to come, and who knows, there may be a delay for the next bus to arrive, so it may not arrive at the time that it should. And now, wherever you were trying to get to, that this bus could take you, you're going to be late. You've missed your opportunity to be on time, and that may have a negative impact on what's to come afterwards. You could have been late for a job interview, and now it may reflect poorly on you and your character. So I would suggest to give yourself some time to process all of this. Really think about what you're being called to get done, or what you are being called to say, to speak on. Give yourself some time to accept the fact that there is something that you need to do that you may be reluctant to do or procrastinating to do. And then once you accept it, take the necessary guided action that you need to take afterwards. Give yourself some time to think about how you want to appropriately approach the situation. Maybe practice how you can be more emotionally mature about the situation regardless of what happens. I'm kind of seeing you practicing a speech, and you don't want to get this speech wrong. There's a script that you need to follow, or a script that you've developed on your own time that has everything that you want to say and get off of your chest. After the speech, I'm seeing someone practicing with you questions you may need to answer. How would you go about answering these questions? Is your initial response not the best response? So you may need to develop it a little bit better, have a rough draft, and see how you can improve it. So that way, when the opportunity does present itself, you can be ready for whatever could be potentially thrown your way. Some of you may actually either be prepping to give a speech, or prepping for a job interview, or just simply prepping for the important conversation that needs to be had, and you want to start the conversation off in an appropriate, healthy way. If you are practicing for something, I am hearing practice makes perfect. And if you continue to put effort towards what you are working on, you will get over this hurdle that you may be a little fearful of approaching. I won't lie, I am seeing some of you crying or whining about having to deal with this, but the universe knows that you'll eventually get over it and be done with being dramatic. So they're just patiently waiting for you to be done with emotionally processing everything so you can get right into it with what they are instructing you to do, because there's no way around this. You just have to go forward and get through this. But it'll be for the better. I'm not seeing that in the long run this will negatively impact you once you actually go through what you are being called to go through. So for the time being, for your month of December, you just have to learn how to be more adaptable when it comes to your situation, meaning adapting to what you are uncomfortable with doing that you are being called to do, and not be stubborn or rigid, like I said before in your reading, because that's currently where your energy is in right now. The universe wants you to expand on certain things and not be so comfortable with your patterns or your routines, because there's something better that's coming for you once you do break out of this controlled, I like things the way that I like them kind of energy. It's the difference between being a fixed sign versus a mutable sign. So you're kind of being encouraged to tap more into mutable energy rather than remaining in fixed energy. Allow yourself to be, or to feel free flowing at this time, and kind of take on the energy of, if a challenge comes my way, I can just easily face it and get it over with and move on. It's not a big deal. There's no need to rush yourself during this time either. Take the necessary time that the universe is giving to you to figure out a way to properly handle the situation. Don't do things or figure out how to handle things at the last minute, because that will do you more harm than good. Give yourself the proper amount of time you need and is given to you to get things situated. Take your time and plan things out if you can. Dedicate some time aside to focus on how you can improve something that you are working up the courage to showcase to others. Preparation is important. Okay, so there you have it, pile number 3. You've reached the end of your reading, your long reading. I hope the messages within this pile resonated for you. If you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow on our next upload. And until then, I hope that you have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. Goodbye.